Hi, my name is Kim. What I'm going to talk to you about this evening is we're going to talk about some similarities and the differences between INTJs and INTPs. Now, INTJs, they lead with NI. They have TE, they have FI and SE. INTPs, they lead with TI, NE, NE, yeah, SI, and FE. Okay, so there are some similarities there, but when you look at the cognitive functions, very different. It's like night and day, sort of. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about INTJs, and then I'm going to talk about INTPs. Now, INTJs, they have NI, and their NI helps them to build systems. Um, whether it's a system for to type someone. And I know there are INTJs that do that. They invent their own system. They have built their own system, a typing system, um, to type people and to help others um, learn about uh, their system. It's their idea. It's their TE um, is it's the function that, gets things done, gets that idea out in the real world, it implements it. Um, and so INTJs have no problem putting their ideas out because their TE helps out that way. Um, Now we're going to go to FI. So FI, their values are very internal and impersonal, um, private. Um, So, and for them, sorry, FI for them is, they living their life, aligned with FI. Um, that's what every INTJ needs to kind of ask themselves. Um, okay, so now we're going to go to SE. Now, SE is all about being in the moment. Um, uh, yeah, being in the moment, um, being present. Um, I've heard that INTJs, some of them go to the gym, just to experience, getting the whole sensory experience, just to get a little sense of it. Not many INTJs actually tap tap into their SE. Most of them, they just rely on the first two functions, N-I and T-E. So INTJs can also be strategic. They're very strategic and they're planners. They plan for the future. They're visionaries. So they plan for the future. They have goals they want to meet down in the future. They know what they want to do in the future, whether it be work or something else. They just know. They're very confident. They have an idea. They're confident about it, and so they implement it. Um, so INTJs, some have said they're very cold, kind of stoic. But you know what? They do have feelings. You know. I think once you get to know an INTJ, you become friends with them or something. You will, you will see, once they know you and they trust you, you will see the different um, angles or you will see their FI, They're not just going to be an NITE, and be kind of stoic and stone faced and emotionless, and it's not true. They have feelings. It's just deep within them, and they don't. I've heard an INTJ say that they don't express themselves with people, their emotions with people around. But when they're by themselves, that is when the feelings come out. Um, or with people they trust, like a very close friend or a family member. Um, they will be the ones that will see FI. Uh, not not too many people will see that. And so they will, they have been labeled cold, and stoic. Um, so yeah, INTJs, they they're the most private, they're the most independent personality type. Um, and you know, they they do make friends with the INTPs because there is some similarities. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the INTPs. Okay, so INTPs, they lead with TI. Now, TI is a function that they can spot inconsistencies in what a person talks about or their logic. They can find the discrepancies, um, the contradictions. And so when they're using their TI, um, they can tell when a person is um, not being truthful. Things are not adding up. There's a lot of inconsistencies in what this person has said. So they can spot that right away. We are the human lie detectors. We can tell when people lie. Okay. Um, so INTPs have any. So that's extroverted intuition. And so extroverted intuition is about ideas and possibilities. So INTPs have a plethora of ideas and possibilities. And it just, the best way to explain it, it's like a tree, and the trees, the branches, it just expands outward. And the INTP sees all these ideas and possibilities, and they see the connections that these ideas or concepts that they have. Um, Now, it's hard for them to narrow it down to just one idea because they're all really neat ideas, maybe brilliant ideas. And so it's hard for them to kind of narrow things down, and pick just one idea. Um, so that's hard for them. But as far as ideas and possibilities, they generate it so well, and it's like rapid fire, um, and and any also is a function. INTPs, they are quirky people. Their sense of humor is silly and quirky, and so I can attribute that to any, from my quirkiness and silliness, because that's a function that, when I'm using it, it's like I will say silly things or say something, and it amuses someone maybe, and they just laugh about it. They have given a reaction, they've laughed or whatever. Now we're going to go to SI. Now SI is all about routines, past experiences, um, good memory, um, noticing details. Um, Not a lot of INTPs tap into SI, not a lot, unfortunately. Um, it's just, I guess, they just they don't see it, or they just don't want to tap into that. Okay, let's get to FE. FE is about being able to be more in touch with their feelings and the feelings with others. They're able to walk into a room and pick up on the vibe. Um, Now, even though it's last FE, it can be tapped into and honed in. So INTPs could have, you know, a better, um, FE is better. It's more developed. It will help them to make connections with people, in the out of the world. It will help them to, just to make friends. You know, it's FE is about and I know INTPs are awkward in social situations, but when their FE is developed, they're not going to be so awkward socially. They'll be a little bit more comfortable and be able to talk about some interesting conversations, interesting topics. Um, and I think having FE being developed, it is good for their well-being, mentally, physically, all that stuff. All right, that I have. I'm finished this. So there are some similarities, but when you really look close and get into the functions, they are so different. But they do make friends with one another. An INTP will have an INTJ friend, or an INTJ will have an INTP friend, because they're similar in some ways. They end up having friendships, with these types. Okay, so I hope you have a good rest of the evening, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I am going to say goodbye. Bye.